Chris, come here.
What?
We're trapped in your garage. We've got all these kindergartners.
Yeah. Well,
We gotta figure out how to get them all out of here safely. We gotta get to the bus. We gotta get to, I don't know, the National Guard. Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do with these kids?
well, I mean, there's no kids.
What happened? We had a whole kindergarten class of kids in here for their field trip to go visit the Bad Movie Night Studios.
Well, I mean, you would consider this an apocalyptic scenario, right?
I mean, yeah, but we're gonna come back. Humanity will come back from the brink, Chris. We gotta protect the next generation. They're our future. Our future. Where are the kids? Where are the goddamn kids?
Are you gonna get mad if I? Because you kind of get mad sometimes. I kind of
Calm as a cucumber.
I kind of ate all the kids.
You what?
Well, I mean, you got to survive. It's all about survival. Have you seen The Walking Dead?
It's been 20 minutes!
Yeah, but I didn't eat breakfast.
An entire kindergarten's class worth of children. And you ate all of them.
Hey, do you know where the shit bucket is? Because I got to shit out a bunch of these kids.
Oh my god. Chris,
Hold on. I'm good. What's up, Ian?
we watched the 1989 Fred Savage, Howie Mandel
Mandel.
classic Little Monsters.
Oh, okay. It took me a while to get where you were going, and then when you said Little Monsters, it made sense.
Yes.
No, we didn't, Ian. How dare you, sir?
Classic.
Howie Mandel is
Classic.
fucking creepy now. He looks like an evil villain from a James Bond movie.
I honestly have no idea what Howie Mandel
He's
looks
all
like now.
bald, like his hair fell out or something. And then, I don't know, I guess that's what happens to you when you get old and washed up. Wow. Whoa, that got dark. Ian, I gotta say, okay, there's a little song from the 80s.
Okay.
It
lay it on
goes,
me. Sing me a bar.
it goes, whoa.
No, sing it.
No, I'm not singing it. The lyrics are more important. It goes, whoa, yeah, kickstart my heart. Because my God, did this movie kickstart my heart, Ian?
Don't tell me.
It did.
This is the one?
This is the one.
We watched how many movies this year? We watched between the podcast and the video show you've watched. We watched 100 movies. This is the one you liked? Out of all of them, this is the only one?
I like Australians. I like them so much. They're so goddamn funny and charming. What is the matter with you?
Okay, before we get into all that,
Okay, all right.
we should say what the movie's about.
Okay.
So, Little Monsters is a really good idea. You got this great setup where the kindergarten teacher and this other dude, they're trying to protect the children from the zombies. You get that great contradiction of the very innocent and the very awful. I tend to like that sometimes. But yeah.
Wait, hold on.
It could have been so good, Chris.
Can we hold on?
It could have been so good.
Your plot synopsis is dripping with your negativity and not your... I need a neutral
It could have been
description.
so good. And there was a lot of good things in this movie. A lot of good bits.
Everything was good.
This movie was so fucking confusing from the start, though. I honestly kept checking. I'm like, do I have the right movie? Like, what is this? Billed as a Lupita Nyong'o, I don't know how you say her name. Did I get it close to right? And Josh Gad movie. Like, it takes 21 minutes in to get to what this movie is.
I do agree. Looked at the cover, and there is a woman, and she's jumping, and she's in a bright yellow dress, and she's smiling, and there's zombies. And I was like, okay. I assume she's our main character. And when she's not introduced for the first 20 minutes or so, I was
she should be.
a bit confused. However, as soon as we were introduced to Australian
I just figured it out.
Australian man, and he's so goddamn funny.
Oh my god, are you serious?
He's fucking hilarious. You hate Australians.
No, I don't hate Australians. I hate this Australian.
You
He's
hate
fucking
comedy.
horrible.
Dude, I was laughing so much. Dude's funny as shit.
So, what we've got here is
Yeah.
basically Australian role models.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie.
Role models?
Role models with
Is that the one with the Ant-Man?
Sean William Scott and Ant-Man. Exactly.
Okay. And it's got Fessenbong from Superbad. What's his name? McLovin.
Well,
I call him Fessenbong. I don't think that's right.
I don't know why you're calling it.
I don't either. I don't care.
But it's got a very similar setup to that, where you have the shitty character thrown into these circumstances, and he's got to try and, I don't know, be a better man for some reason. But the problem is, again, is 21 minutes.
For some reason?
There's 21 minutes of character development for this guy, and he's completely irredeemable.
No, he's not.
There's nothing good about this character. There's no spark of anything good about him at all. He's just a piece of shit for no apparent reason throughout. The reason Role Models works is because Paul Rudd is charming. I mean, let's not ignore this fact. But also, there is
one Marvel movie and Ian will fucking be in love with you for the end of time.
Sean William Scott is actually what carries that movie, because like his pure joy for his job like is enough for me to care about him. Well, he's a piece of shit, as is Paul Rudd's character. Like, their problems, while not necessarily relatable, are understandable, and their goals are clear and you want them to succeed. And this guy, what's his name? Uncle David. He's such a piece of shit to everybody he comes across. And like, at the end, he manages to have like one good day when like the moral choice is so clear: protect children from
it's not that. And
he gets the girl because he had one fucking good day in his life.
Well, he clearly has issues because of his childhood. And while he comes off as a piece of shit, it's because he himself struggles with himself and liking himself.
And it was at the 1 hour, 1 minute mark that we get any kind of justification for his shitty behavior. I wrote it down. 1 hour, 1 minute is when he confesses his childhood.
There's hints at that at the beginning when his sister calls him Boo Boo because and they hint at, well, that's what blah blah, and it upsets him. But it's clearly a character arc. Like, he himself.
Yes, and it's an undeserved character arc.
Why?
Because he's a piece of shit. He doesn't deserve his character arc.
Man, you are so unforgiving.
He's not funny. There's nothing funny he does in the entire movie.
I disagree.
There are funny moments in this movie. There are definitely funny moments in this movie. He's never in any of them. Or at least not the source of the comedy.
I think comedy is very subjective, and I thought he was very funny.
Like, what did he do that was funny?
Everything he said was funny to me.
Okay.
And he slowly changed. His character slowly changed throughout the movie. Look, he does hints of things at the beginning while you say, he's just a piece of shit. When he goes and walks in, and we're spoiling the fuck out of this. Yes. It's on Hulu, so if you don't have Hulu, get the fucking Hulu. It's like $4 a month. I didn't get it, but somebody else probably did at some point. Anyways, he walks in on his girlfriend cheating on him because he was going to propose to her. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I never slept with anyone. Like, there's a little hint there where it's like, there is a nugget there of a person who cares. But he's so lost in himself because he was abandoned as a child.
You saw how much Bush was throwing at me when I was in the band?
That was 10 years ago. Stop going on about the band, it's pathetic.
Yeah, well, I never screwed anyone else. Like, I chose to be with you.
There is a big difference between being with someone and being there for someone, Dave. I hope you grow up enough one day to realize that.
But he's such a piece of shit to everybody around him, and he's so self-involved. I don't even necessarily believe him when he says that.
But people are pieces of shit like that because they have these unresolved trauma.
That doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay, which is why he has a character arc and realizes that.
I would disagree with the whole character arc thing, only because it happens in 1 second. And he literally changes his shirt to signify that this is the shift.
Are you talking about when the kid eats the food and like...
Not yet. That is after the 1 second turn in his character. He literally gets his shirt ripped by Josh Gad's character, Teddy McGigglefuck, or whatever his name is. So he puts on a new shirt, and that is the symbolism of him having changed. Because what did he do? Oh, basically the only thing that makes him look good after that is the fact that there's a worse guy that shows up. Because Teddy McGiggleface is the most awful character in the history of anything. Intentionally so.
Yeah.
Like, that was very on purpose.
Yeah. I like the message there. I thought it was underlining these people in our children's lives, our young children, young children. You have these heroes on TV, but we constantly forget about the true heroes in their lives, which are their kindergarten teachers.
Yes.
Which was why this movie was great, because
Except that.
she was awesome.
Lupita Nyong'o's character, Caroline?
Sure. I don't know.
Audrey Caroline.
Yeah.
She's the best character in the movie.
Yeah.
And she's awesome, and she does everything for these kids. She sacrifices. She, lies when appropriate to protect them from the greater awful truths. and does everything in her power to keep them alive and untraumatized. And that's great. She has no character arc. She's not the main character. She's just a prize for the guy who had, again, one good day in his entire fucking life.
I don't understand your hate for this guy. Sure, he says things, but he didn't actually do anything bad. He just says things, but it's clear he's in pain. Like, do you have no empathy for somebody? Just because they lash out vocally, you can clearly see
out at everybody.
That's because he's in a spiral. His life is going down the drain because he's realized.
It's mostly his fault.
No shit. Of course it's his fault. And that's the whole storyline. He realizes what the fuck he's been doing and what he's not.
I don't think that he does. Yes, he confesses to some past traumas. I don't see, in no way does anything that happened in this movie resolve any of that.
I thought his character began to change when he saw the empathy that this teacher had for these children and the way she put herself, she was a superhero herself to these children and sacrificed everything to protect them, which was what he was missing his entire life. Until he realized, you know what, I actually did have that in my sister, but because I was so focused on my dad leaving me, because it was so traumatic to a young kid.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I thought this movie was great. When it ended, I was happy.
Yeah.
I felt happy.
I just think he shouldn't have gotten the girl in the end. That would have made this movie 10 times better. At least the message 10 times better.
That's your Hollywood sheen on there, and I kind of agree. Like, yeah, that was rushed. Mm-hmm. But
and why the hell does she want to be with him? That makes no sense.
Because ultimately he becomes a good guy.
I don't believe that he does.
No, but there's no convincing you.
Yeah, he had one good day. Tomorrow, like, honestly, the minute he starts getting bored of this relationship, or the minute, or let's say, after the trauma's over, they try to make it work, but for whatever reason they realize in real life it doesn't work. This shit happens.
You're missing the movie magic, Ian.
And, he's going to be a shithead again. I don't think he's changed. I really don't.
You just hate Australians. Just admit it right now on this show. You hate Australians.
I prefer New Zealanders, and I can't wait to talk about the next movie we're going to talk about.
Well, hold on. So I wrote good zombie effects.
Yes. We should talk about the good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in this movie.
All of it's good.
The porcupine face, that was
great.
Park Ranger, he just started gnawing a porcupine.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Dug it.
I thought this movie took its comedy and its horror and its drama, and I thought it all interweaved nicely in a very compelling way. And I was entertained, and I thought it was freaking hilarious.
I think the little boy, Felix is the character name. He plays the nephew of the main character. He was a fucking incredible actor.
Dude, the Darth Vader stuff, that's fucking hilarious.
Especially the first time he played Darth Vader, they're walking through the apartment hallway. That was a long fucking take with a lot of fucking lines for a 5-year-old kid. He was impressive. He was compelling. Like, his vocal tone changes, especially when, being asked to switch between his voice and the Darth Vader voice, and, like, having to play it a certain way, too. Like, he nailed it.
See, I love the brash Australian humor that I think maybe you find offensive or something.
I've liked plenty of other Australian movies.
Okay. I don't know. I just love it. They're completely unapologetic in the way they talk, and it's great.
What I wanted from this movie was for him to have, there should have been something, a kernel of something good in him that you saw from the start that just didn't exist for me.
You ruined this whole entire episode. I wrote down, this movie is ushering in the year of Chris 2020.
Okay.
Next year was going to be the year of Chris where I feel something again.
Have I changed your mind, though?
I mean, I don't disagree with you that he was a bad person from the start, but again, it's such a focused timeline. How do you make a character arc in one day and still, like, you have to give some leeway there for movie magic. Would you forgive it if it was like, okay, it's been the zombie apocalypse for a year and he's slowly changed? Yeah. But it's still the same thing he's overcoming.
That's a fair point.
So it's like, it's all just, the pacing is fast because it has to be for the story elements.
I'll grant you that.
I liked it. Amy watched it and she loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think it does have that appeal for like a mass audience.
I honestly expected a very specific moment in this movie for it to be where you fell off, and I'm surprised.
All right, what moment?
When they're having their confessional moment, an hour and 1 minute in, and she admits to her, getting obsessed with a band and following them around,
Hanson?
and discovering that it was Hanson. You hate Hanson. There is audio recordings of you shitting on Hanson.
Well, I mean, Hanson does suck, but again, Hanson was kids. Like. I think I said Hanson sucks because Silverchair was a thing and Silverchair was good, and they were about the same age. Silverchair is an Australian band who wrote an album called Frank Stop, and they were 16 years old, and it has a song called Tomorrow, and it's a fucking great. It's a fucking great album. But Hanson did the same thing, but they made a shitty album, so that's why.
Because they're the same age. They're basically the same.
So
I would never. I don't roll deep on Silverchair, but
you should. That song's awesome. That's a great album.
I wouldn't think of those bands as being even remotely similar.
No, they're not at all.
Okay.
Musically, but one of them's good and one of them sucks ass. But I will say the.
You know my wife watches these.
Yeah,
she's gonna murder me. Right?
She already hates me. Little Monsters. It's what you call your schmeckle, but it's also a movie on Hulu, so check it out now. And then go buy Patreon.com. Oh my God, what happened? I don't know.
Is that URL?
I don't know.
Patreon.com's available. It's probably $40 bajillion to buy that URL.
And that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll catch you here next time. Goodbye. We're doing thumbs up for year 2020, year of Chris.
We're not that close to 2020 yet.
Really?
It's still October.
Jesus, I can't wait for the year of Chris.
I'm looking forward to it too.